and the carefully claimed
The
other team. So
great name, I have to say. But here we go
we're
into
off.
our second of 4 series of the day. So plenty more Rocket League for you viewers at home. And if you're sick of our voices already, don't worry. We have some more casters coming in later to continue this entertainment. But let's focus on the game at hand for now, and we'll see, just like the last game, what can these teams do early on in the game.
Well, back on Queens in their defensive half now at the minute. Looks like he's centering the ball. And what a shot by Zhao! By Zhao!
Okay.
Let's rewatch that again. It was Zhao. The
It was
colours
Zhao.
had me a little confused there. What a center!
I mean,
Yeah,
what can you do against that, honestly?
Really, right into the top corner. And we're off to a quick start in 30 seconds in, and it's 1-0 to the UCD Leviathans. And that's another goal. Hadn't even taken a breath.
Yeah, this is a very aggressive start by UCD Leviathans. Oh my god, that touch from the bottom of the car. Wow, what a finish.
Just not to get there. He was so close. The equivalent of fingertips to the ball. But what a shot by Hydrofocus. And UCD are really showing a type of pressure that I don't know if Queens are ready for here. Because that's 2 goals in a minute.
It's JO now just backing it into the midfield over Jeremy there on the side. Takes the pass one, Fangles there to defend. Mr. Sauce has to clear it, unlucky to miss. And now Hydrofocus hitting it up into the corner. A shot from JO, and wow. Just they're all over them, aren't they? This has just been a very one-sided attacking game so far. If there are any pre-game nerves, this UCD team definitely does not have them.
2 big saves there from Mr. Sauce and Fangles even, and Day as well. That's a save from each of the Queens players. They really are sharing the responsibility on the defense here, but they're gonna have to do something quickly in order to try and turn it around. And almost a 50-50, but Jeremy just skies it. I don't know if that was part of the plan or not, but it's hit the crossbar and it's coming back out now towards Day again. He's caught a little awkwardly here and he doesn't really know. There we go, Fangles with clearance as well. Mr. Sauce to get it up, and I think that's the first time the ball's come out of Queen's half this game so far. And now, back on the back half again. Jeremy with a cross in, but no one really there for it. And if you're in Queen's position right now, what do you have to do in order to try and gain the front foot again?
You have to start contesting these balls. Okay, so when you're defending, just as they actually have the attack, they don't really capitalize. As you're defending, you know, there's 2 options you can do. You can either let them come at you and play off the back foot and just go for a save, or you can contest the ball. Now with contesting the ball, if it works out for you, if you successfully contest, what happens is the ball 50-50, it can bounce towards your goal, it can bounce towards their goal, but most of the time we'll just kill the ball a little, give the rest of your team time to rotate. However, if you let them come at you and have a shot, if they shoot early, sure, you have a bit more time to save it. As the shot comes through, what a save by Fangles. But as I was saying there, if you let them come at you, you have a bit more time to position yourself, but then you leave yourself open to demos. So, you know, it's sort of what macro approach do they use here? You know, they know they're behind, you know, maybe the pace of the UCD players caught them off guard a little, you know, this, just by the looks of them, it's not an easy matchup to play into. It looks like Fangles now, along with the rest of the team, they're starting to get the ball a bit more forward. They're starting to find these chances. But UCD in this game 1 anyway, they're looking for passes. You know, the last series we saw a lot of shots. This series so far, there's a lot of passes. And now this player, again, top corner as cleanly as you like. And what can you do to stop that?
Completely had Mr. Sauce, who had just come in from trying to contest out wide. He just hadn't even managed to get back into the position, and what a shot from Zhao. That's 2 goals, an assist, and a save from Zhao this game alone. Now, he really has been a one-man army, but Hydrofocus and Jeremy as well have just been in the right positions. And that's what happens. When everyone's in the right positions, there's very little you can do wrong, and there's another shot coming in as well, but Fangles hits the crossbar. And that is a hat-trick for Zhao for the UCD Leviathans 4, Queens Esports 0. Now, see, that was an unfortunate shot that just happened to bounce back off the crossbar, but I think it was Fangles who dedicated to try and clear the shot that hit the crossbar, and it just left him open for the second effort. And Zhao was just in the right place at the right time in order to secure himself the first hat-trick of the series and of the season.
Yeah, of the season. I suppose that's an accolade you take to go. He has been really he definitely hasn't been carrying his team because his team are playing well behind him to find them in these good positions. Placement has been very important. You can see now the Queen's players, they're a bit slower. See the way they're just allowing the opposition to attack them, as that's a bit awkward. Mr. Sauce able to finish it there. The demo comes through. It's 3v2 for a small bit. He's up quickly, just hits it to the corner. You're 4-0 up, you can just go for more goals, you can play defensive, it's your call really. But right now it's all about Queens. What can they do to try, just, you know, they might be thinking right now, okay, these players are way better than us, but that's a terrible attitude. You want to be looking for those plays there. Mr. Sauce, spectacular finish. This is what you want now. 4-0 down, you do not give up. You try to gain a little bit of momentum going into the second game. With 20 seconds left in the game, very unlikely they'll win. But that's a great approach. Never give up, especially in these 5-game series. There's at least 2 more games to go. You want to play aggressive. You want to just find that bit of confidence, and I'm sure that's big for the Queens team.
That's what you want as well. You don't let the head drop. You keep the play going, and even then, that's another goal by Zhao as well. 4th, and while Jeremy's 2nd assist. They really have been running away with it, but the Queens need to remember that, like you said, there's still at least 2 more games to go. And Queens have proven that they can be smart and they can get those goals. And what a touch it was by Mr. Sauce just to tap it over. But there's a
great touch
this game, and it has been.
You know what? I'm gonna make a bold call here. 6-1, second left in the game. Can we see our first Brazil of the season?
I don't think so, but that's a goal there from Jeremy as well. He's really been the playmaker, making the assists and setting up the goals. First game of the series is going to go to UCD in the finals. Now, Ja with 4 goals. Jeremy with 2 assists, and Hydropoke is picking up another goal himself as well. But the sheer amount of shots coming in from UCD, that is 11 shots total. 7 of them coming from Zhao himself.
Yeah, that is...
Queens only had 4 and scored 1 of them. So what do you think, as Queens, you need to do in the next game or 2 in order to try and plant yourself and get a foothold in this series?
I think you just keep throwing Zhao here. If I was up against that, honestly, the best advice I could give now to Queens is don't be afraid to play that little bit more aggressively. You know, you still have 2 more games at least. You know, the next game, try something different. You let them come at you a lot, you know they can capitalize, you know they can hit their shots on target. I think you just need to play a bit more aggressive. Go contest the ball. As I was saying, if you let them shoot at you, you're inviting pressure on yourself. If you're defending the whole game, you're not going to win. You'd really just look to go all out at them. Just really attack them. Try to see if you can get a goal. You know, we can see the talent on that team. We saw Mr. Sauce, that finish, that 1 goal that they had in that game was an absolutely spectacular goal. So we know that they have the talent there. It's just, can they keep up with the pace? This very good looking UCD team.
What it is, that UCD have just been in a whole other class right now. And you think that if they keep this up, it's going to be over sooner than later. But what a shot coming in there. I think that was Mr. Sauce who had it in the first place, but now they and... who's that? They're battling for it out the side. Now, this already looks like a different Queens. They're aggressive, they're trying to squeeze in on UCD, not giving enough space to think. And that's what they need to do. Because when you're, like when they were in a 4-0, 5-0 down, they don't have anything left to lose. What a save by Mr. Sauce, and from the whopper of a shot by Jeremy to get back and push it up onto the backboard. But now Jeremy's back, trying to make a recovery here, but It's just the Queens are just still on the back foot here, and that one hits the crossbar, and Zhao just out of position in order to try and finish it. But the shots are just coming back in off the backboard, but Fangles and Mr. Sauce making a double commit, and what a save from Day as well. Everyone on Queens sharing the responsibility of defending that goal. Well defended, but now, what do they need to do when the only touches of the ball you're getting are either blocks or clearances? What can they do here?
They can try to turn one of those blocks or clearances into a big one, maybe just have a third man hovering on the halfway line. We know they can save the ball. You know we can get those good clears, good touches, but you don't really want to leave them pressure too much. There we go, that's the aggressiveness you want to see. Try to keep them here now. That's a nice ball, but the speed of UCD, they're quick to recover, and now they might be able to start a counter-attack of their own. That's a vital touch into the corner. He tries to leave it for Sauce, but now all of a sudden this game a lot more back and forth than that 6-1 opening game that we saw before this.
A lot more reminiscent to the first series that we saw tonight as well, but now this is the longest time we've seen the ball in UCD's half. There's been about a solid 30 seconds of it in their half this game so far, but here we are, no one there to tap that into the open net.
I'm surprised about that now, because UCD, they're very aggressive. Now a bit of a mistake off the backboard. Oh my!
What a save by Day, keeping it on the line. It was so close to etch over the line and hit the crossbar and came down, but Day was there to make sure.
It looked like he could have landed a bit backwards, and oh my god, just no. I wish we had a replay feature to see that. It was such a close line, but now unfortunately the pressure has mounted up. But at this stage in the last game, about 4-1 at this stage. So I think just conceding one goal, they're learning quickly. They're playing a lot more aggressive, and you know what? I think this will be good for their confidence, because they know now that they can survive the initial onslaught.
Zhao again, just the masterclass of offensive play that we've seen from Zhao and Jeremy, just being in the right places at the right time. Because if you're not there, you're not going to score. And the offensive, the aggression that we've been seeing from you. But what a goal from Mr. Sauce. I mean, it is 1-1 in this game. Just Day knocking the ball in off the back line, and Mr. Sauce is there, and just no one's in a proper defensive position on UCD. What a shot and what a goal.
This is a very shot. I'm not sure if the viewers can see it at home, but there's no toxicity. Players saying nice shots to each other. They respect the level of each other's gameplays, and it's very nice to see, you know, sets of players having a good time right now, scoring unbelievable goals. But this is up high now, and you know what a certain player can do when the ball's up high.
Well, that was close as well. That was from Queens in order to keep it out, but he's backhanded Jeremy. What a goal by himself, setting himself up to finish it, flying up, getting a touch on the ball, knocking it off the backboard, and Fangles tries to make the commit, but Jeremy just the touch to put it right past him. What a goal again for the UCD, and this game is going back and forth, and this is more of what we wanted to see, more reminiscent of the first series of the night.
I agree with you there. And you know, once again, just that point, if you didn't hear it earlier, the backboard is so important. You can see the way it drags out defenders, leaves the goal open. A lot of people think it's, you know, Rocket League, it's hitting the ball up or it's hitting the ball forward, but hitting the ball down, it's a skill that takes time to learn, but it's really effective. As that would have been a nice angle if that would have went in, but right now, you know, it's 2-1, it's still a close game. Can Sauce find another one of his goals that he's produced so far, or will someone else step up? And there you go again. It has happened to me. I swear I do not have this game 10 seconds in advance. It just keeps happening. Just as I speak about it, someone steps up, he does it all himself, doesn't need an assist, and what a goal by Day.
It is now 2-2 in this second game of the series. After a 6-1 stomping in the first one, Queens have really upped their class and their game, and they're admitted that no, that's not going to happen again. And this is the Queens we want to see.
This is just the game we want to see. The Queens want to see, the UCD want to see. We've seen high level gameplay, you know. Game ones are always going to be the jittery ones. You know, it's all about, if players are new to tournaments, it's a lot different. to just 3v3 rank games. It's a lot different to any sort of queue of rank at all. Tournament games, there are nerves there. You have the support of your college. As a double commit misses, no one's there to punish. But when you have a lot of people supporting you in these games, nerves can get you. And right now, I'm sure a lot of people are hoping to see Queens do well, as what a save. But now Hydro Pokers, he goes up off the backboard. Oh,
Another save.
finally.
CD have been all over them, not letting them breathe in this last one. And there's another shot on target with 5 seconds left, and a save from Dave. It looks like it could have led into a counter attack, and it looks like this one is potentially going into overtime if they don't keep this one up. What a game this one has been.
This is a great game so far, and now look at that. Queens on the offense, goes for the shot, unlucky not to find that finish. What a result that would have been after losing 6-1 in the first game. But if anyone just joined the stream in this second game, they would think, you know what, these are two closely matched teams. And an own goal attention! We can't keep our cool here. That was messy, but a goal to goal at the end of it. And oh my word, what a game too. Losing 6-1 in that first game and coming back to win 3-2. A lot of people, they will lose all confidence in themselves. But again, an issue you pointed out at the end of last game, 13 shots to 4. But it doesn't matter, because when you're producing 10 saves, my word. One of the players here is lagging, I'm just going to inform you. So Fangles is just going to have a quick restart of the client, so there might be just a short delay getting into game 3. But I think that allows us to have a breather more than anyone, but the players as well have a breather.
That is what we want to see. Like, you think after 6-1 in the first half, like, UCD have just been a different group of class. Jeremy has been an offensive powerhouse, and Zhao has just been amazing setting them up, and Hydro Pocus has also just been incredible on both offensive and defensive. And it's just incredible to see. But then when you stomp somebody 6-1, and then that team comes back to take it into overtime in the second game of the series, and then win that overtime, if you're on UCD, how are you keeping your cool? What do you think you have to do?
I think you need to maybe go for some bumpy plays. But here we are now. We are going into game 3. It is 1-1 at the moment. We thought the series could potentially run away after game 1, but now, honestly, I really feel like Queens will have a lot of momentum after coming back from what was an awful first game, if you don't mind me saying. But UCD right now, we saw what they can do in game 1. Can they find that same level of momentum and go for an aggressive start like we saw in game 1?
They at least hope to be. We know that UCD are an incredible team in this matchup right now, but then Queens as well. You'd think that after the first game they had, that the heads would drop, the confidence would lack, and they kind of just give up. But no, they refuse to, and now no one can tell what's going to happen in this next one.
Either can I, but UCD again, it seems to be a very characteristic thing of this series. Just UCD constantly on the attack, but Queens, you know, they kept their composure. This is probably a long 5 minutes for them, but Hydro Pokers just straight away saying no. Make sure there's no heroic comebacks, no heroic plays that gets the ball rolling. That's a great team play. You see Jeremy going for bumps as well onto the defenders, and it's 1-0 UCD after him.
Set up there by Jeremy as well, and I think he was almost trying to see if he could knock the ball in himself, but then he noticed that Hydro Pocus was coming in with a lot more momentum behind him, and he decided that he'd be better off trying to get a bump. And it's some brilliant team play, and nearly another effort on goal there. But Fangles and Mr. Sauce going in for a bit of a double commit there, but they've managed to get the ball over into UCD's half, and that's a ball sent to put Zhao leading it the whole way across the goal on the inside. What a play that was. But then Fangles keeping it back over into UCD's side, just hitting it wide, but then
I'm gonna find the angle there. Unlucky.
Yeah, pretty much cleaned up there by Hydropocus, but then now Queens need to remember that there's two parts to the game. There's offense and defense. But then it seems that they're just keeping the pressure on UCD here as well, and seeing UCD under this kind of pressure is not something you think you'd see after the first game in the series. But now that
the boost levels as well, but they're going for a little pinch, they get it.
Big goal by Hydropocus.
It's like the roles are reversed from last game. It seems that Queens are getting all the shots this game. Then nice little counter attack pass straight into the middle. 98 kilometers an hour. That's always going to be a tough one to save. But there's 3 minutes left in this game. We have seen a comeback already. Can Queens do it again, or will UCD find their game 1-4 as JO goes up for it? I was hoping to see something there, but still no. Sauce gets it away, and now UCD on the front foot. But I have to say, this has been a great game so far, and hopefully we can see Queens maybe get 1 or 2 goals back. As what a shot that was! This guy has been producing some moments of magic in this series. He catches the ball perfectly to pinch it off the side wall. No one home to save that, and what a save that was.
They're classy at solid in the back line with their offensive aggression that they have, and the build-up play that they can produce is just incredible. And I will not be surprised if people should be keeping their eyes on UCD, because what a lineup these are. These 3 players here as well, and that's not even the entirety of their lineup as well. They still have some dark horse we haven't seen
as well. They have a sub, a potential fourth player that could be just as good, but now the demo, oh no.
Ooh, what was it? Effort there, but another demo. They really aren't letting Queens breathe here.
And what a play! They're so busy demoing that they forgot to defend. That's the thing. Bit of a misplay there as well, but what a pass in, and Queens could be on to the start of something special here. That's the thing with demos. If you miss your demos, that can happen. You leave yourself exposed because you're driving towards your goal, and all of a sudden you have to use a lot of boost to get back. And now Queens, they found their first goal. Can they find another 2 to try tie this game?
That goal was a beautiful dribble by Fangles, led into us. He also went in for the center as well, and Mr. Sauce just running alongside him, giving him that support he needed and finishing. What a shot that was. But now Queens are back here again on the spot. Oh no!
That happens to all of us. You drive with the post, yeah, it's so unlucky. Sometimes you're on ball cam and you just hit the post like that. No boost as well. I was checking out his boost there. He had no boost. That was unfortunate. I have to say, I love that. I love the topper.
And Day has been a rock in the back line. He's been a defensive mountain that's been doing so well for Queens as well. It's such an unfortunate mistake to make, but he's got to clear his head and remember that there's still a game to play. Even if it is 4-1, they just got to keep playing. They got to do their best here, because it wouldn't be the most absurd thing for them to get another goal or 2 in this one as well. But UCD keeping them under the pressure here and not letting them breathe, and showing them that even if they are getting a few goals, there is still a goal with class. And right now, UCD are playing as the better team right now. Zhao coming in to clear the ball, but he's hit it back over into the middle. But Jeremy is there, and it's going back for their own goal. Turning me into a liar there by nearly putting the ball back on target. Focus keeping the ball out.
Curse is a real thing.
It is, isn't it?
Oh no. Oh, what a save, but unlucky not to be able to clean up. And you know what? We saw the scoreline in game 1 and we're like, oh, UCD, it's all UCD. But you know what? Queens are still proving they have a bit of fight in them. We know they can win games. And they have another game after this. But you know, just try to keep pushing. You know, when you're 5-1 down in a game with 50 seconds left, at what stage you think, right, you know what, we might not win this game, what can we try different for the next game? Let's try a few passes, a bit of this, a bit of that, you know, get yourself set up for the next game. This is a long series. Fangles, oh, so unlucky, but now Sauce, a bit of chaos in the back. UCD somehow get it clear, and now a shot on net. Fangles should be there to collect, takes it away from Sauce actually. And all of a sudden, you know, this game's very back and forth, but the net's open, the shot unable to go in, don't score an own goal. Oh no, how unlucky.
Zhao just has a sixth sense for these offensive positions on where to be, and that's Zhao's second hat trick. in this series, and there have been 2 hat-tricks this season so far, and both of them have been Zhao.
Yeah, so if we were to oh, lucky.
Catching up as well with 2 goals and 2 assists, creating 3 shots on target, and Jeremy as well with 2 assists himself and a goal to pack it away. UCD have just been in another class level right now. And it was about to mirror the first result of the series as well, but UCD Leviathans just running away with it at this rate. Queens proven that they can get a fight in, and they're fighters and they're not giving up, but UCD are just on another level right now. Zhao, Hydropocus, Jeremy, the goals and assists that they provide for each other are incredible. It's like a psychic link, and Zhao just has a sixth sense on where to be in order to finish a shot. It has been an incredible series so far, and UCD have been playing out of their skin.
Yeah, what a... I mean, I need a little breather here because my voice is starting to go on me. But wow, here we go. Can Queens find their game 2 momentum, or will UCD just keep going for it?
It is a toss of the coin. I have no idea if Queens are going to break out the underdog power that they did in that second game, but now, or UCD are just going to keep the momentum from that previous game and turn this into a stomp. But here we go. Zhao getting a quick early touch on it, pushing it back into the back line of Queens, but a quick cut out for their Fangles. Mr. Sauce putting it back into UCD's line, and the ball's been centered, but they're getting to it quickly and they're clearing it. Fangles is still in a position there, but good save by Zhao as well.
Yeah.
They keeping the ball in the corner, trying to get it back out, and the ball it's been favoring this left corner a lot. But then Fangles missing the clearance, and now the ball's deep into the Queen's side. Mr. Sauce clearing it out, but Hydropocus ready with a shot, and it's bounced up. Oh, they just missing it, but so unlucky for it to go wide there. Zhao again getting back on the back line. What a reset. No one in goal for that. It wasn't necessarily an immediate response, but they got away with it. Fangles
another clear forward. Is that on target? No, he's able to get back in time, and what I'm doing here now, what you can't see, is I'm checking players' boost as this should go in, just a nice little 1-2 into the goal. What I'm noticing a lot is the boost levels of these players, and the UCD players, they always have at least 30 or 40 in the tank, which is important when it comes to quick counterattacks and saves. But you can see that Queens are really giving it their all. They're struggling to find boost around the map here. I'm not really sure it's that just good boost control, but now a quick counter finds the bump, nothing comes of it. But I think boost management in this game, maybe Queens can look at that a little bit more. Just you don't need to use it all to get back and forward. Of course, if you're new to Rocket League, the game is free now, of course. If you are new to the game and you're just looking for a few little tips, forward. So when you flip and flip forward again, like you saw there, that actually gives you momentum rather than using boosts. Jeremy just scores another goal. There's perfect placement. But it's just, if you are new to this game, if you're just trying to pick up a few tips and tricks, just have a look at the way they're positioned, have a look at the way they're sort of spread out from each other, and have a look at where they use boosts, because it can help you so much as a new player in this game.
That's it as well. It has been a bit of boost management as well, because there's been multiple situations where the Queens players have been so solid in the back line, because the amount of shots that are coming in CD, they really should be scoring more, but Queens have just been playing so well in the defense, and they really are a defense. And it's unfortunate that just as I'm talking about how incredible the defense is, there's a lack of judgment in the back line there, and Zhao knocking it back on, and Mr. Sauce trying to clear it out so close, but it ends up hitting the post and going in himself.
Well, you know what? All things considered, it was actually a great shot by Sauce.
It was, to be fair.
He has hit those top corners in almost every goal that he scored this series, regardless whether we saw in the first game that excellent touch he had to put it in the top left. Then the second game he put one top right, beat 2 UCD defenders. And even there, that own goal was quite spectacular as well. But Queens now, you know, this could be their last game. They're on the verge of being knocked out, but 3-1 with the way that UCD are playing. Quite a respectable score to go out, but in their heads right now, they shouldn't be thinking of that. They should be thinking of making plays like that. Fango's doing it all himself as well, and that's also something I've noticed. A lot of these players, they just take it on the side wall, comes inside, and they just score. And this could hopefully be the start of a comeback for Queens.
Yeah, still 2.5 minutes to go, and 2 goals in 2.5 minutes would not be unheard of. But now that UCD, they want to shut down that momentum, they want to prevent, and they've been really good at doing that. They've been excellent at squeezing and putting the pressure on Queens here. But now with the Queens, what do you think the comms are like? Do you think that they're shouting and they're passionate about trying to get back into it? Or do you think that they're calm and they're cool, they're trying to keep their heads on, because that's what they need in this moment?
I think right now there is, I'm going to say organised chaos, but that doesn't look very organised in the back. Sadly, but I say right now, it's, come on, let's go, let's just get back, let's try to defend. But I say the UCD comes like, let me score, no, let me score. You know, I say both sets of right now, pure shouty, let's go. UCD, let's finish this. No game 5, because anything can happen in a game 5. But Queens right now, it's let's fully send it, let's go for it, let's take them to a game 5. Because game 5s, anything can happen.
Just under 2 minutes now as well, with a 3-goal difference to the advantage of the UCD. But Queens, they're just not letting the heads drop. They're getting in for it, and there's a bit of a slow central ball there by Mr. Sauce, but he is completely out of boost, unfortunately. He didn't finish it. But this has been a bit of a brawl now, but UCD bottom Jeremy knocking it in there, but no one, a double commit and no one getting a touch on it. But Mr. Sauce just missing the clearance there as well. It is there is no way to explain how they're not being punished for these mistakes. Bangles clearing it back up down the wing again, and then Zhao knocking it back across. It's just a back and forth at the minute. Hydra and Zhao again in the perfect position, and that is 4 goals this game for Zhao.
This guy just needs to calm down. Every game that UCD have won, this guy has scored at least a hat-trick, which is quite a statistic. And if you're other teams right now, you're probably looking at this player like, how are we going to stop him? Poor Queens in this scenario, they're the first to face him, they're the first to play him. Now all of these teams, they're playing for the first time. Other teams will be watching how to play against them, and you know, this could be a big thing, because now if these teams meet again, they'll know how to play with this shot off the post. Oh, that was like an iron goal in the first game, just hit it towards your player facing backwards, but that just shows late iron goal. It's all over the place, isn't it?
Quite devolved into chaos in these last 40 seconds now, but there is still time for more goals and more dramatics. But here we have the ball again, just in the UCD, big demo by Zhao on day. But it looks like they're going to try and commit a counter attack. But Fangles is there with no boost to try and stop it. But it looks right now that I think UCD are just trying to play keep away at this time. 10 seconds left, and Day and Fangles going for a double commit right in the air. And there's a time for anything to happen. Another goal from Fangles. It really is just, they're playing for pride at this point. They haven't let
They
their
need
heads...
to score like 1.167 seconds. Stay alive in this game. Will we see it? Very unlikely, but as the old street rule goes, the street rule goal, so the street rule, next goal winner, and he's driving backwards, Jeremy, a bit of star points, can they make it?
The ball to Jeremy! Oh!
And that is GG, and you know what a series that was. Just before
to open this season, it has been.
I mean, Morna, what a set of games. I
Really,
mean, some fight from Queens against what was an incredibly good UCD team. But everyone, just to get something out here now, we are not done for the night. We have 2 more games coming up. Unfortunately for Morno and myself, it is us finished for the night. We have Sam and Alex jumping in for the next 2 games. 2 more series to come, folks. So don't go anywhere. Have a little break. Of course, Morno, I had great fun tonight. Not sure about you, but
What
wow, what
what
series we had.
two amazing series that we had to be that we've been able to cast tonight. What a privilege it has been to be able to give the commentation. What is that even a word? The
But I
casting for
think
chat.
Celtic as well. For those that don't know, Celtic is producing at the moment. Of course, he deserves a little shout out as well. Without his hard work behind the scenes, we would not be able to show you this game. So thank you to him as well. And anything you'd like to say before we sign off and pass the baton over to the next two?
Yeah, Celtic has been the one doing all the actual work. We've just been watching games and talking. What a privilege it is to be able to cast two fantastic series this evening. Fair play to all the players that we had, and what
Great job.
dramatics that we had. And best of luck to the next ones for the rest of the night. Anyway,
But before we go, folks, this is not just a once off thing. I'm not sure, have you been following ICE, but there will be a game every day this week. On Mondays, we have Valorant. On Tuesdays, we have Rocket League. Wednesdays, CSGO. Thursdays, League of Legends. And Friday, Rainbow Six. So all week long for the next couple of weeks, we will be bringing you guys games nightly. Of course, the casters will change. But you know what? For now, we'll take a little break. Morno, thank you so much for casting alongside me. I hope all of the viewers watching right now have enjoyed us so far. And this is it, this is the start of a brand new season for ICE. We have big things coming, lots of new players, lots of teams. We've 16 teams in Rocket League alone. But for now, folks, enjoy your break, and Sam and Alex will be here to take over. Morno, thanks again. Celtic, you too.
thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the night, chat.
You've been getting on my good side, and it's something that I can't hide. Yeah, when I'm with you, I'm tongue tied. No, no, you're not that dramatic, but I'm out of you. I'm an addict, and I can't get enough. And I know that I'm not usually your type, darling. There's no need to be shy. See the curiosity in your eyes. Come a little closer, babe. I don't bite.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, the Irish Collegiate Esports League, Rocket League, Week 1, Game 3. It's WIT Vikings versus Queens Esports. Here we go. My name is Sam Ledin, and I'm joined by Nualek. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing pretty well. We've had 2 cracking series already so far this evening. I'm hoping that these last 2 series can round us out well. Got a lot of people in watching these streams, got the games, high quality. And it's been a great opening day.
Absolutely, yeah. There have been some fantastic goals already, and we're only in week 1 here. We're only in week 1. This is a whole season of Rocket League.
It's a whole season. It's more than that as well. We've seen some of the teams who I think coming in, I was looking at and expecting some of these teams to be weaker. And if this is the level of play that's happening at what kind of looks to be the bottom end of our league, I think at the top end we're just going to have some absolutely fantastic games of Rocket League throughout the entire season.
Definitely, and just remember as well that there's a lot of new teams in this league already. So as the weeks go on and people get better, you know, you lose one game and then you say, all right, we're up in practice now, 4 days a week, let's do it, boys. You know, the games get better as the teams kind of gel together a little bit more. So definitely keep an eye out over the next coming weeks. I think teams that you write off here in week 1, 2, or 3 can definitely come back. There's a lot of a season to play for yet still.
A huge amount of time, and as you said, there's a lot of time for players to gel with each other as well. And that's one of the things that we kind of saw in our first 2 series tonight, and it's something I'll be looking for here tonight, is rotations, is working well with your teammates, covering the defense, getting up quickly on offense, and being in the right place at the right time. It's something that can be quite difficult to do when you're playing with people for the first time. You don't really know each other's styles, and it is something I expect to see these players improve on. But whichever team can come out tonight and have that edge in consistency, have that edge in the rotations, that's who I think is going to take home these series.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, there's a huge kind of momentum that goes to play, especially in these first 3 games. If you can just come out and take that first win, just absolutely slam it out the field and get your first game in, it usually carries into game 2, so that, you know, maybe in the first half of game 2, you've got this kind of mental advantage that you can't write down on paper and stuff.
So momentum is a huge thing, unless your name is UCD, apparently, because they definitely managed to lose that in game 2 in the last series. But hey, they came back and they won the series anyway. As we get ready to jump into game 1 here.
Here we go. This is going to be fun. So Waterford are playing out of the blue corner, and Queens are in the orange corner. Here we go.
Nice quick
straight
kick
in. First kickoff is about 50-50 here. Sitting in Waterford's half though. Oh, straight in though.
On target.
What?
No.
Okay, straight off the bat. All right, up the wall, tips it in. Textbook kickoff goal. That's what we like to see, guys.
I said I wanted to see the rotations. I wanted to see people covering, and it looked like there was just a little bit of a miscommunication in the Waterford defence to start that one off. They weren't sure who was going for boost, who was meant to be in front of the ball, and in the end, it just leads to a soft goal for Queens to start this one.
Yeah, it's what we're talking about, momentum already, like, you know. Oh, very close there with the boom. Unfortunately, the explosion kind of set the ball off just a little bit.
As we're actually settling to play now a little bit, we'll see if Waterford, once they get their rotations moving, can actually look to pose a bit of a threat if they are looking better. Because, I mean, look, that was an unlucky first goal. It's time for a mental reset. That's not going to define your game. You have to come back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to learn to shake it off a little bit and just get straight back into the game. It's only one goal at the end of the day.
Oh, he's missed it!
But dangerously close here into the Queen's side.
Oh, consistency needs to be there, and it's not quite there yet for this Waterford side.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of dropping of the soap here. Oh no. Okay, we've seen a little bit more cohesion there. Almost ends up in a goal, but doesn't quite work out there.
That was a good effort. There is chances here now for Waterford. They're actually getting the ball nearly on target. If they can start landing those shots. Queen's defense hasn't looked unstoppable, but that's another goal.
Peanut butter killer.
Yeah,
like
that's
it.
a little bit soft in the back again. It's the Waterford defense. There's kind of a bit of a loose double commit here. They're not quite sure who's meant to be rotating back behind, who's meant to actually be covering the shot. And this is one of those things, you know, we said these players haven't necessarily been playing together for a very long time. I'm not sure if that is actually the case for Waterford. I don't really recognise many of these players, but you know, these are the kind of things that you definitely can work up on, that you can clean up as time goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, guys, for anybody watching at home, this still is only game one. So we saw it a lot in the previous sets that there can be these kind of nervous jitters coming out of game run. So you might say that the Waterford defense is absolutely busted. They're going to lose this set. You never know, man. It might just be a communication breakdown, as you mentioned. I don't know, Newlock. If you're Waterford, what are you saying to your guys?
Just settle down. As you say, it's potentially a 5-game series. I mean, I'm not looking for Waterford to fix this over the next few weeks. I think Waterford can fix this in the next 10 minutes or so if they actually, you know, buckle down, don't let it get to them, and work on just kind of getting players back when they need to. It's the basics that you need to get right at this level.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what makes a really good Rocket League team. Not a good Rocket League player, because, I mean, individual skill definitely does come into it in those kind of clutch moments, but 90% of your gameplay is your team play, your passes, your rotations, you know, what can you get right better than the opponent can on a team game?
Absolutely, it is a team game. There's 3 players, and there's not enough boost to go around for all 6 players on the pitch. So making sure that you get there first, that your rotations are clean, and that you've players back able to block it. As we see, like, look, Waterford are already starting to settle in. It's already looking a little bit more comfortable. Back, and we saw nearly a mistake there by Queens to leave no one back for that goal.
Yeah, it's kind of been a little bit back and forth here after the first 2 Queens goals. Ooh, that was an odd flip, but whoa! Waterford just needed to angle that a little bit better.
The shots here for Waterford, they're not quite on target, but they are getting shots near the goal. So if they can get these on target, I see signs of life.
Yeah, for both teams actually as well. I know Queens are still leading by 2, but it seems like everybody is still trying to find their footing here. In this game 3 of the Irish Collegiate Esports League. Okay, sends it up into the air. All players are back now. Oh no, but found a gap in the defense. Forrest puts it through for Queens, giving them 3-0 in the first set here. Wow.
I think ideally Peanut Killer finds the goal with that, or finds the target with that first shot there, but he didn't quite manage to. Off the back wall is still hard to defend, though. The Waterford defense getting in each other's way a little bit one more time, and it's another goal for Queens off the back of a little bit of sloppy defense out of the Waterford squad.
Yeah, you can see it, but it just looks like teething problems. Like, I don't think that the players individually are bad players, but it's just gelling together as a team. It definitely makes a huge difference here.
Definitely. I think, again, it is these shots that are nearly on target for Waterford. They're going to be kicking themselves if they don't manage to score a goal in this game, because they've had so many chances where if the ball was just a few inches right or left or slightly further down, it could have been in.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wow. And a mess up there from the Queen's defense here.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, a little bit of a cluster in the corner here. Okay. Bit of motion.
This is a chance for Waterford. They can move this ball forward quickly. Frannick in the corner with a bit of boost. He's lost control, and the boost collected by the Queen's defence. So it's been decent boost management out of the Queen's side. That's part of the reason.
And that's it. That's an own goal. Unfortunately.
Oh no, disaster!
Yeah, we can see it here. Just Candace went to clear it there, and Forrest was just in the way, unfortunately. Breakdown of communication, I think.
A little bit so. It was a good job by Waterford to keep the pressure up though. And Candace, I'm just going to stick with Candace. Candace getting in the way, making a bit of a nuisance of himself in front of the goal. Double commit by the Queen's defence. And that's a goal. That's got to feel good for Waterford. That's that one goal to settle the nerves. You know you can do it now. This is a chance to come back. Maybe not in this game, but at least in game 2. Game 3 on. There's plenty of series left to play.
Definitely, but look, here we go. Peanut Butter Killer here with the ball control. He just lets it drop off the wall. Look for that high strap goal there. Waterford breakaway here now. 8 seconds. Okay. So that appears like it's going to be game one here. Queens 3-1. Yes, sir.
Well played by Queens. I think Waterford had it in the back half of that game, though. I think they looked like they were starting to come alive in the end. You know, the rotations were starting to get a little bit crisper. They were keeping pressure up. And I mean, sure, they got a little bit lucky on the goal. But you need to put yourself in positions to be lucky in Rocket League. You need to be in a position where the ball can bounce off your card and just go in. That's exactly what they managed to do.
Yeah, I mean, you miss 100% of the shots that you're not in the way of. Okay? So you never know, like. Yeah, so we're going to get into straight into the second set here. Queens are up a game here to Waterford. What do you think that it's just that game is a write-off, and if you're Waterford, you kind of just say, all right, now we're playing it in best of ones?
Yeah, that was a practice game. Warm up. Doesn't really matter, okay? I mean, that's the ranked game you go and play before jumping into a tournament game or stuff, or whatever you do to warm up, you know? I mean, they definitely did look like they knew what they were doing at the end of that game. I mean, it still wasn't completely clean out of either side, but, you know, it wasn't significantly better for Queens than it was for Waterford. So I definitely do think that Waterford can take down this game too and can still look to take this series. I think we've got a competitive one on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they do seem evenly matched. The 3-1 score doesn't really kind of show what actually happened in the game. It was all very kind of 50-50 coin tosses in sort of every situation. You know, it just so happened that Queen just got a little bit luckier on their kind of shot accuracy than Waterford did.
Speaking of a little bit lucky with the shot accuracy, that was nearly an early goal for Candace, and that was it. I wanted to mention, you know, you kind of brought it up that there was a lucky early goal for Queens in the last game. They got a goal literally off the first kickoff. Waterford nearly struck back there, but without that was a 2-1 game. And I mean, if you look at it that way, it was very close.
Very, very close indeed. Like, but another little cluster right in front of the goal here for Queens. Oh, and it's in!
Oh, it sneaks across the line. Waterford, they're getting their chances and they're capitalising. I mean, look, Messi is entertaining. I'm all for it.
Yeah, okay, so we're seeing a bit of a different set here now already. Waterford coming in with the first goal of the set here. I wonder, is the momentum switch going to be different now for Queens? Already it's just kind of gliding around in their half. Oh, wow, you can't be missing defense like that.
That was such a chance for Waterford. It was Frantic sitting there, I believe. He had full boost. All you have to do is just put the boot down and go for it after that double commit missed. But a little bit tentative still. Maybe with that one goal lead, they're trying to play it safe. They don't want to give away anything by over-committing, but I think you need that little bit of killer instinct, and it's going to go in at the other end instead.
What happened there with Waterford's defender? He was very close. He was back in net.
Oh, he just turns the wrong direction.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay, 1-1. Queen's coming in with a hot equalising.
That's a nice equaliser, okay? Mild play, that's unlucky. Look, we all turn the wrong way sometimes. And if you do it in goal and you're the last man back, you're going to get scored on sometimes. For Waterford, they're looking better. The boost control is looking better for them this game as well. They're actually keeping control of the boost. You can see Candace sitting here in front of goal with 100 as well. And it's allowing them to keep good pressure up on this defence.
Okay, but Waterford in a dangerous position here. They have to call on their keeper. Sends it with a straight shot. It was the Hail Mary.
Nearly jumped out of the way. It was nearly the right choice.
Okay, and another double commit there on the defense. Okay. Oh, a lot of misses here on the Queen's side. This is semi-accurate. Okay.
Candace looking a little bit awkward under that ball. There was a chance there as well to score that one, but not quite able to get up to it in time, and that was nearly a shot for Queens.
Oh, there's the shot. It's accurate. Oh, off the post. Okay. Oh, there's such a cluster going on here.
How did that ball not go in? It was just rolling around in front of the goal. It was so close. It just needed the touch in any direction. Waterford net back on the attack, and it is end-to-end. Ball in front of the goal. It just needs one good strike. That's going to be surely not.
No way. Oh, very lucky defense here. He went for the tactical pass back.
Yep.
Okay, bit of a boom here. We like to see. Let's get a bit rough and ready here.
Oh, we're going for it now. Mild play. That's on target. That's nearly the dunk on the follow-up.
Nice, good clear there from Queens. Stops the offence there from Waterford. Frantic. We saw him score in the last one. Almost. Very, very clever players here. He needs a defender.
I want to highlight these passes by Waterford in front of their own goal. They're playing very risky. Their touches to try and clear it. They're going for these soft clears, trying to find their teammates for the goal. Oh, that was so close. But I just want to keep an eye on it because I'm worried it could come back to bite Waterford in this game if they go for a soft touch in front of their goal to find a teammate and instead find one of the Queen's players. That's awkward.
Oh, he should not have missed that. He should not have missed that defense. Oh, and there it is.
Oh, good job by Peanut Killer to find that one. As you say, it's just a little bit awkward. Montclair, he hasn't looked very comfortable when he's left back alone, and unfortunately, his team is leaving him back alone quite a lot on these defensive plays. And Peanut Killer, killer instinct right there, manages to capitalise.
That's it. That's what you need. I mean, as we said, I mean, if the team play is good and it doesn't break down, it's very difficult to store. But also, when the team play breaks down, you need to have somebody on your team who's just ready to jump at the ball.
Exactly. It's so tough as well if someone does miss something in defense. It can break the rotations down a little bit, and that starts to become a very difficult shot to defend.
Yeah, that's where communication becomes your absolute ally. That's where you want to be completely 100% transparent with your teammates and shake off your kind of breakdowns in defense and whatever, and get it sorted before the ball goes into the back of the net.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Still a 2-1 set here, but Candice absolutely just equalizes it with a banger.
Great pass as well by Franek. It's the first real good piece of team play I think we see out of this Waterford squad. They've been cleaning up the defensive rotations, now the offensive rotations. They're trusting each other in front of the goal. They've been trying to find each other in defensive passes, and they finally made one stick in front of the goal. There's all three of them. That's teamwork. Everyone commits for the kickoff.
That's how you build those bonds, man. All right. Oh, challenge. Not accurate. Oh no. This is dangerous. That was missed by 3 different Waterford players here, and Queens are walking away with this here. It looked like it was an even set there. 3 players. Wow.
Yeah, did a really good job. He did a really good job to beat the first defender. It was a good touch, but the defense there, 2 players back from Waterford who should have hit that one afterwards and just missing it. I mean, if they lose this game at this point, that's going to be another one in by Naman off the start. He was having a quiet game before now.
Wow, that was really unfortunate. Mio was up in the air. There was nothing he could do at that point. Double committing to the kickoffs, guys.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just leaving one man back off the kickoffs. I mean, you don't desperately need that corner boost. You don't really need to be up there for the follow-up unless you're 100% sure your teammate can kill it in front of the goal. And just leaving your goal free can lead to just, situations like that can easily be avoided. But that's how we go.
Another triple miss here. Oh, very, very dangerous position here for Waterford, but a great save there by Forrest.
We've been harping on and on about how important team play is, but right there showing that these are the moments
past 2. What's going on here? Waterford, wake up, man. Put your Red Bulls on or something, man.
Yeah, I love to call it there. I mean, we have been talking a lot about the team play and how important it is to get your rotations right, but a couple of examples of how individual play is still important in individual moments, being able to get those 2 key saves off for Queens, and then after it's just an individual mistake, and all of a sudden it's 3 goals to lead. It's a bigger lead than game 1 even was, and I don't think that's a fair representation of this game, but Waterford just letting themselves down in the last few seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, because Waterford have shown some kind of signs of greatness in this set. It's just it seems like everything is running just maybe at 70%. They just need to tighten the screws up a little bit,
Exactly. 70% is a good way of putting it. I mean, and that's exactly it. We're seeing them nearly get there on the defense. The rotations have nearly been there over and over again. And I think, not to go on about Waterford, because I also do want to say, Peanut Killer over on Queens is having a great series so far. 4 goals in that game alone. And he's capitalising on the mistakes in the Waterford defence. He's there to punish when the holes open up. And that's as important as, creating the holes in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we also saw that he had 4 goals, but he also had 3 saves as well. So, I mean, Peanut Butter Killer is doing some really, really good stuff for Queens here. Definitely their kind of MVP of this, or these last 2 games that we saw. But you never know. We'll have to see. Oh, it's just Peanut Killer. Sorry, I was calling him Peanut Butter Killer. adding butter.
I didn't even notice. I'm good with words. I do this sometimes.
Okay.
Opening chance for Waterford again.
Queen's goal.
This is dangerous. That's
Two
alive
players
there.
up and 2 players down. No connection on the ball here. Another dangerous situation here from Queens. But a nice clear there from Peanut Killer.
What I really would have
Man's
liked to see during that play was... Oh, Peanut Killer, I'll say this now, man. He's waking up a bit in this series. That's still dangerous.
Alright, they must have been listening to us. Tighten them screws, boys. Navan is already back. Ready on the defence.
Just to go back to the previous play very quickly, what I would have liked to see out of Waterford is more punishment on boost in the front of the pitch. They had multiple chances to steal away those corner boosts, keep Queens without boost at the back, but they were just leaving it up for them. And I mean, that's something that you can do that can punish your opponents really hard if you have the chance. They were just missing that opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. Boost control across the map is quite a huge thing in Rocket League. I mean, you can't do any of those crazy aerial shots if you don't have boost to do it. Oh, nice, and he holds him there.
That's defense right there.
Down. Oh, across the goal again! How many times can they do that without getting punished?
Yeah, it's again just 3 players sitting in front of the ball for Waterford, but not quite able to get the bodies in the way. Peanut Killer dunking on Mile Clare at the last second, finding the double touch past him, and it is Peanut Killer. I mean, he's having these moments of brilliance in front of goal that this team is needing to break through Waterford.
Yeah. Okay, tried it with the aerial here. Forrest coming in. Okay, a little bit of a scrap there in midfield for the ball. Sitting in the Queen's half again. Oh, and
Yes,
there it is!
Good job by Campbell.
Kian Desha Keen. His name is obviously Keen, right?
Yeah, let's stick with Keane. Keane seems reasonable. Okay. I've been thinking of Phineas and Ferb this entire time, just picturing red, pointy red-headed face or whatever it is. But that was a good job. It was a poor clear by Forrest that left the ball in the middle of the pitch, and Keane managing to actually capitalise on it this time around. Just got the shot on target, and sometimes that's all you need.
Definitely. I mean, equalising the set. These early games for Waterford have looked so much more promising than the late game. I wonder is it you know, kind of just are they kind of losing steam getting closer to the end of the games? You know, I know it's hard to play into a 5-2 deficit, but I don't know.
But it was 2-2 at one point as well, and they still managed to start losing at that
Very
point.
close.
There's a bit of a chance here. Oh, Mile Clare backed out. There was 2 players went and both Queen's players backed off. Mile Clare could have carried that one forward, but just, again, lacking that little bit of an instinct, a killer instinct to go forward and just push the shot.
Yeah. Okay. We're seeing a little bit more work in the air here from both teams in this set. A very kind of grounded game so far. Fronic decides not to bring it up the wall. And a boom here to capitalise. Seems to be another little cluster going on here, but Forrest runs it back into the Waterford half.
There wasn't a lot of boost there for Queens, which is why the attack wasn't as strong as it could have been potentially in that situation. Waterford did a good job of hanging onto it in the middle of the pitch, and Queens were forced back all the way out to collect those boosts. And, I mean, now though, it's Naman taking boost in the corner, and it's going to be hard equally for Waterford to follow this one up. They won't have much boost after seeing in defence for those last few seconds.
Definitely. But across the Queen's goal again. These players are running some very risky defensive options here on both sides. You keep seeing the ball running across the goal because of their own players.
They're taunting each other. It's just, hey, we're going to put this in front of our own goal. You want it? Come get it. It's fine.
Ooh, what a great shot there by Keane, but Peanut Butter Killer. Oh no, someone needs to get to that.
That was so dangerous. Mile Clare used all of their boost to get to that ball as well. It could have gone so disastrously wrong. Peanut Killer doing a good job of bumping in the corner here, actually keeping the defence of Waterford from getting this one clear, but now he's carrying it towards his own goal. Who's there to actually take this one out? He's just going to take it himself. This is fine. This is fine.
It's fine. He's got this. He knows what he's doing.
He has no boost, and I think the boost was stolen by Waterford there. So again, back foot for Queens.
Really dangerous. I think Queen's defence is really showing up in this set here. They're just able to clear the balls when they need to and kind of stop any sort of offence before it really, you know,
Nice
gets
shot.
winged. Wow! There we go. Pino Killer showing us why he is the MVP of the set. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, he gets up in front of the goal. It's a nice touch to himself off the wall, and honestly, the Waterford defence has looked shaky in anything above car height.
Yeah.
So, taking advantage of that this time around, and Pino Killer, if he can continue to do that. I mean, let's not forget, we've kind of not mentioned it. This is game 3 of best of 5, and currently Queens are up 2 games. If they win this, they've just won the series 3-0.
Yeah, that's it. And unfortunately, Waterford are going to have to go back to the drawing board if that is the case. You really want to take at least one game. Oh, but that just soars it in. Pino Killer again has realised that the gap in the defence of Waterford has been from the sky. So all of it.
That's a fake.
Just,
definitely a fake.
What a great job.
Yeah. I mean, look, he didn't make contact, the defence didn't make contact, and if the shot's on target, that means the ball goes in. So, well done by Pino Killer.
Yeah, Pino Killer really showing up here in this game. Okay, the last 30 seconds of this match. Can Waterford equalise it? I don't know. They do have an uphill battle in front of them here with Queens.
Yeah, good job by Forrest to get that one clear. If he'd lost that 50 in the middle of the pitch, it would have been an awkward defence for Queens without much boost. But he did get there, and so they managed to stay on the attack instead.
Okay, gets the boom here with only 10 seconds left. That looks like that's going to be a Queens 3-0 sweep.
GG, well played. Consolation goal, it's there.
Okay. Keane with the hot 0-second goal.
I mean, Keane showed up massive in these last 10 seconds. Where was this in the entire 3 games preceding? You know, I mean, it was like nice little dink nearly found back to the net, finding the 0-second goal. Not quite enough though, as you say. It's Queens managed to take down the series 3-0. They just looked. I mean, I don't think it was anything massive by Waterford. The rotations weren't quite there. There was a couple of double commits, but I think at the end of the day, Queens and especially Pino Killer were just slightly more on the ball and on the same page.
Yeah, Pino Killer definitely showing up as the kind of star for. Although we did see Forrest in kind of maybe the earlier sets, doing a little bit kind of more for his team. But Pino Killer just, I don't know, he warmed up his fingers or something. He was all over the place.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to the man as well. Had a couple of assists to really break open the game in game number 2 as well when it was stalled at 2-2. Got that kickoff goal, and you know. That's important. Obviously, there's not always going to be 3 equally skilled players on a team, but when you have your player who, in theory, you're carrying up there, showing up and able to do the right things at the right times, that is just as important for those wins that you need to scrap out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a tournament. W is a W here. You know, we don't mind if it comes from a single player or everybody had to really grind for it. That's a win at the end of the game. For Queen's University Belfast. Looked really strong there. But we will have to see. Now we've got another match coming up. I wonder, are we going to take a short interval or are we good to just go straight on?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
No, I believe my computer has just frozen, and so what I'm going to do is restart that very quickly.
No problem at all. Well, I think, yeah. So, we are going to go to a short break, but we're going to just talk about that last game again. Okay, so if you, Nua, are sitting in the Waterford changing rooms at this point, what do you say to your guys? Like, I know it's very early on in the season and stuff, but there were some very obvious kind of holes in their play styles and stuff.
I mean, I think it's just go and grind a bit, practice together. They obviously weren't quite comfortable with each other on those defense rotations. There was times when it was obvious they didn't know who was committing to what. So let's just go and practice that. Go and actually get a few games together, talk to each other and make sure that the communications are there. And you clean that up and I think we could see this Waterford team come back and look a lot stronger as the tournament goes on.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're in the Queen's dressing room, I know they did play really well, but there also were some holes. It kind of felt like the first 2 games could have went either way. What do you say to your players?
Looking at the Queen's game, I think that what they could be working on is offensive pressure. I think it was basically Pino Killer by himself putting in a lot of the work to actually pressure the Waterford defence. And against some of the better teams in this tournament, 1 man against 3 is not going to be enough to carry the ball into the goal. So actually getting a second player up there in support, actually getting those passes in the middle of the pitch, I think that's what I'd want to see Queen's working on next. And that's an area I think if they improve, they definitely will be able to challenge for wins against the top teams.
Yeah. Now guys, so we're just going to run to a very short break, but up after that we have some more Rocket League. So stay tuned, guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Welcome back to the last ICE Rocket League game of our first day of casting. We've got the UCC Rebels versus the UCD Leviathans. It's the most delusional county in Ireland against the most delusional college in Dublin. To a good one here. I am Nuala Lake. I am joined again by Sam the Ding. I'm looking forward to a good series.
This is going to be great. There's already a rivalry building here, just because of the Cork-Dublin rivalry already. You know, we've got the premier county of the south of Ireland versus the premier county of Ireland. You know,
it's the ones who think they should be the capital versus the actual capital, and I mean that's just a great storyline. I think winner actually gets to call themselves the capital, right? That's pinning it all on this series.
Yeah, we have Arson Uteron tuning into the stream today, along with 400 other y'all people. And big shout out to everybody watching from home. It's a huge number to get right off the bat with the first stream for the ICE winter season here. Just want to shout out to everybody here who tuned in to watch some really solid Rocket League today.
It has been solid Rocket League. Our first two series kicked it off strongly. Our last series was excellent as well, and we're going to have to see. I honestly don't know enough of these players well enough to predict what kind of level of play we're going to be seeing in this last series, but fingers crossed it's some good ones.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think what we're looking for now is the kind of seeding of the brackets for the initial run, because it's always nicer to see a team that starts on the bottom and watch their improvement as the weeks go on and stuff. So as you tune in more, you see that player who didn't really show up in the first 2 weeks or something has really kind of, you know, put it to himself to start practicing and stuff, and then out of nowhere week 3 he comes in as this huge player on a team that everybody wants him now. But without further ado, here we are, UCD versus UCC.
And we're off, and as you say, I mean, it's going to be great this year. The format that we have, Rocket League every Tuesday night, it'll be so easy to tune in and see that development as a goal nearly goes in early. It is UCC coming out swinging.
Nice one. Yeah, so UCC are fighting out of the blue corner here today. So UCD, and a very close attempt here, right at the start. I like this.
Man, this base it's up from our last series. You can tell already that these players are hungry and they are coming out with the urge to win. It is UCC back on an attack. The boost stealing in the opposite corners, the players rotating correctly. You love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can just already see the ball is just moving at a faster pace, and it adds to a little bit more of the kind of skill set that we're used to seeing a competitive Rocket League, but Lynch slams it into the back. Nice job.
Sitting on their goal line, they were not ready. You can see two players sitting there just watching as Lynchy flies through the air in the middle of the pitch and dunks that one home over the top of them. And that's just quick by UCC. That is aggressive team play as well, and they were in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, really solid showing there from UCC. So Cork are up a goal to Dublin here, but it's only a minute into the first game here. Anything can happen.
Oh no, we're going to start casting like GAR commentators any second, aren't we?
And Michal Amortig coming up the side of the pitch here.
Oh, and it's Lynch now. He's got the ball. Forward this way. He got the goal. Got the ball.
Oh, he's getting married later on in the month. But there you go. We are actually seeing some really solid defensive play coming out of UCC as well. It just looks like they're kind of edging just a little bit of a degree higher than UCD, unless UCD can kind of answer back. Oh no.
That's dangerous. It's like you say, UCC just looked at a little bit quicker in the middle of the pitch at the moment. That's allowing them to keep pressure up. It's allowing them to win out on the boost and the ball in the middle of the pitch. And that's why they're one goal up. That's why they're threatening to go 2 up.
Yeah, and look at the positioning. Otter, just from the midfield, absolutely drives it, notices a mistake, and sends it top corner, exactly where you want that shot to go.
Coco to control it over in the corner, and D Lynch recognizing it, coming in over the top, taking it off him, and setting Otter up perfectly. And that finish was clinical.
Yeah, really good. Really good. That guy has some fantastic scoring power. Oh wow, 2 players had to jump up to get that. UCC are all over the place. You know, I think UCC have a positioning advantage here over UCD. They seem to just always be ready. No matter which way the ball bounces, there's a player from UCC on the ball.
That's exactly. They're just quicker in the middle of the pitch. This is what I was saying earlier. They're always up to these balls first, and that lets them set themselves up however they want when it comes to the follow-up.
Yeah. Really, really nice. And exactly that. And a player was there behind the defenders. Anthony coming in. Anthony has his tag to say Rocket League, just in case you got confused with an Anthony from another game. All right, here it is.
It's very important to clarify. I wasn't sure if this was Forza or Rocket League until you said that, you know. But I mean, I'll tell you what, UCC are coming out to make a statement. These boys want to go far in this tournament. They are playing fast, they are playing aggressive, and they are keeping UCD from managing to get anywhere on this pitch.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw out a second ball here. Get somebody else to play with it. 3 players up to try and defend that ball again.
Oh, and you can see it. Otter takes the boost in the corner. There's no boost to get this clear for UCD. UCC continue on the attack. We could easily see another goal from them here.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about in the last set, about a really, really good boost, like, management here in the game. But UCC defense looking really, really strong here.
Yeah, I mean, look, it worked. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the best defense we've seen out of them so far. A little bit at least. They were sitting back on their goal line. That was the first real time we've seen UCD get a chance to move on UCC, and unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize even when UCC were on the back foot. There's too many UCs in this game so far.
That's why I tried to default to Cork and Dublin, but then it's on 2 GAA, like, you know.
We can go straight back to the guy any second now. Cork and Dublin, I'm all in for it. We've got the rivalry, we've got pride on the line.
But that's a huge thing as well. Like, UCD want to win this set. Like, they really, really do, to display we're the big county here. With Cork coming in as the kind of county underdogs, definitely not the Rocket League underdogs here, because they're just putting on a class here.
Oh, that's a good shot!
What a defense! Otter sitting in the back of the net exactly where he needed to be and when he needed to be there.
Alright, just like last series, one team goes down early but is starting to find the rhythm of the game. It is sped up for UCD. They're actually finding ways to contest these balls in the middle of the pitch, and they're getting there first sometimes. And this is what we want to see. This is a way for UCD to come back in. That was their first real shooting chance. Unfortunately, it didn't go in, but a few more of those and they could be back in this series.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there is only 35 seconds in game 1, but I think the jitters have all but dissolved here. Oh, and a great defense again from UCC. They're just keeping that ball away from their goal. I say it as he runs the ball across his own net.
Yeah, cracks in the UCC defense here. They're starting to look a little bit like they're not sure who's going for what, and we saw last series how impactful that can be. That's a great pass off the backboard. They can't quite find the finish, but UCD have suddenly come alive in these last 30 seconds, and I'm excited for game 2.
Yeah, I think this set is definitely not over. Right now, this is going to be... very close to the end for the UCC Rebels.
Alright, I need to take a deep breath after that one. I was not prepared for the pace going off the back of our last series that we have just seen in this game. I mean, it looked like UCD really weren't prepared for the pace at the start of that game either. UCC just opening up a quick 3-goal lead with just pure speed in the middle of the pitch, honestly. But UCD found their way back in the middle of the game. They managed to get there, and I think if they can get a goal, I think they do still need to get a goal early in game number 2, but if they can do that, they have a very good chance to really contest this series. Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree with you there. I think that this set is still totally up for grabs. I know it was a 3-0 there, but if UCD can just kind of tighten up that midfield, we might see a much more even game in this one. But let's see. One of those games where the scoreline really doesn't tell the story of how the game went down.
Yeah. Okay. So same colours again. UCC are fighting under the blue here. UCD in the orange.
It feels like we've gotten that slightly backwards, you know, blue for Cork and orange for Dublin. I think it's meant to be the other way around now.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's the more blue county?
I think it's definitely Dublin. There's Anthony there, he's going to get that on target.
The angle there for Anthony. That was a difficult shot to make at the best of times.
Once again, it's just the speed for UCC who are just there. Anthony, there's 2 people in front of that ball. They're not sure he's taking. Anthony just comes in at pace and takes it away from him and says, I'll take this goal, thanks very much.
Yeah. And they're doing everything the exact same as UCD. They're just putting a little bit of boost behind it and getting that speed up a little bit quicker than these guys. But let's see. Okay, tactical pass back.
Ooh, dangerous pass back.
Yeah. We call it tactical in rock. Oh, and a centered shot.
They have to score this. Gamer, can he get it? Oh no.
Okay, he sends it up high. Ooh. Went for the double touch, kind of a janky one there. He's no one up there to help him as well.
If there'd been a little bit more support, if there'd actually been someone on the other end of that pass for Gamer, if he hadn't had to go himself, that could have been much better, but he didn't. He's going again.
Oh, no way! And a little bit of a breakdown there, an uncharacteristic crack in the defense of UCC here. And they let the goal in.
And let's not forget, this is the first goal of the series for UCD. They finally managed to put themselves on the scoreboard, and it was off two really good plays from Gamer, really putting the defense of UCC under pressure, keeping them on low boost, keeping them on the back foot, and then a great pass to finish it off means that UCD are finally scoring and may actually be able to take this game down.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1-1, it's all even Stevens here. 3.5 minutes left on the clock.
Uh-oh.
But UCC were up in the air, and Tony was just waiting in the box to just bury it.
Yeah, really well played by Lynch, and nice dribble here to take this one onto the backboard, and then it's a double commit from the UCD defense, which just leaves it so free for Anthony. It's a hard shot to defend at the best of times. It's a really difficult place to defend the ball, but both of them going up for it definitely didn't help their chances.
Yeah. So 2-1 here. Let's see if UCD can pull something special out here.
It'll take something special. That's nearly on target.
Ooh. Very close. Lynch is up again. Okay. Gamer up to challenge.
Oh.
Order buried again, man. Low and hard.
He spots the gap. Coco and Anecdotal both going around and over that one. And just really well spotted that the gap did exist there at the last second. He needed to hit that one. Both of his teammates were at a boost. If he got dunked on there, that was going to be a goal at the other end of the pitch. So well played by Otter to sneak that one in when he really didn't have any right to do so.
Yeah. Oh no, there's nobody in the net. Wow. Oh yes! Gamer D getting the ball into the back of the net. UCD are still in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Do not count them out.
Anthony did well to get back to that originally, but just couldn't get a good enough touch to clear that one away. And Gamer read it the entire way up the pitch, was there for the rebound and slotted that one home very cleanly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, it is still everybody's game. It's everybody's set. Dublin versus Cork. Oh, and a great centre here.
Gamer with the back wall defenses. He's putting in work for this team at the moment.
Yeah, he's sweating in his chair right now. He's swimming in it, basically. He's working very hard. UCC offense looking super strong. It just always seems to be in the orange half.
It is starting to look a little bit like UCC. What's letting them down is overcommitting now. They are still the faster team on the pitch. They are still getting these chances, but occasionally they're just sending too many members up, getting caught out without boost, and that's left chances. But there's another chance. Oh no. Oh my god, it's out.
God, how many times can you guess right? Okay.
No!
Over the top. Lynch. Wow, what happened there? That ball just didn't want to go in there.
Oh, Anecdotal just taking Gamer out. Gamer had full boost, was sitting there with all the time in the world to get up and take that ball, and Anecdotal just communication breakdown, sends him to Africa on the other side of the pitch.
Okay,
that's rough.
Straight into the corner here. Uh-oh. Coco laying it off for his teammate here. And another risky... Why are they bringing it across the face of their goal? Why do they keep doing that?
Sam, I wish I had answers for you. I don't.
This game was so even right up until the point when UCC just decided it wasn't. Now it's 5-2.
I think it's just Gamer feeling like he has to do everything there. Instead of just clearing the ball and getting a big boomer down the pitch, instead he tries to carry it. He tries to stay in control, because honestly, when Gamer hasn't been in control of the ball, it doesn't really feel like this UCD squad is going anywhere, and that leads to just poor decisions like the one we just saw, where he felt he had to carry it across the face of his own goal. Caught out that time around.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. There might have been signs of kind of overconfidence there from the UCC squad. But they've definitely shaken that off now. 5-2 sitting on a 3-goal lead here. Oh, and a nice little toucher. Passed it out to a striker that didn't exist. UCD are all over him right now. Oh, that was a weird defensive option. Okay, all right. So when UCD watch this VOD back, I want you to notice that play as there were 2 players in goal and then there was none.
It's just rough. It's just the UCD defense panicking a little under the pressure at the moment, and a really well-timed jump by Lynch just flicked that one past the last defender. And all of a sudden, you know, this was a much closer game. It looked like UCD were coming into their own, catching up with the speed of play, and all of a sudden it's a 4-goal lead, bigger than game number 1, in a game that felt closer right up until it did.
Yeah, I think UCD just turned up the heat a little bit. They just gelled everything a little bit together. They kind of realized what their whole strat for the game was, and it's just totally working. They knew they were winning in the midfield. Okay. Otter went to go boom the keeper about a year too short, but it still goes in. Lynch has been dominating the air.
Yeah.
Lynch, if Lynch goes up, that ball's going in.
Pretty much,
Wow.
and I think it's worth calling out that they suddenly have started to apply pressure physically as well. They are starting to demo these players much more. UCC hunting UCD down in their own half, and it is kind of stopping them from actually getting anything done defensively. It's breaking up those rotations, making it much harder to actually get anywhere. And I mean, it's working. UCC, they've switched up the style a little bit, and suddenly 7-2.
Yeah, it's looking really bad if you're a fan of the UCD squad here. I think that they have a lot of work to do here in the labs. UCC are not a flawless squad themselves, but they're really showing the promise here on top. Very close to an aerial dribble there.
And I think that's absolutely fair to say. If you're one of the other teams in this tournament, you're watching UCC, sure, they're looking good. They're looking very strong. They're getting good passing plays up, but you're not looking at this game and saying, man, these guys are unbeatable. They're the whole package. You're looking at this and saying, like, okay, they are overcommitting in offense. Okay, they're really not there defensively a lot of the time. And if we can just weather the storm, if we can play it quickly on the counter-attack, we can definitely beat these guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's what most of the teams in this league are going to be doing as they're watching this. You don't watch these games as a fan. If you're a player, unfortunately, you're going to lose that privilege. Look at Anthony there. 3 goals, 3 assists, 4 shots and a save. All to his name. Not a lot of high numbers here. Gamer was the one carrying that UCD squad. But they are down 2-0 here. We might just get 2-3-0s in a row here.
And I mean, it's something that we were talking about it before the stream, is introducing new friends to this game. You can be playing with people who sometimes you feel like you have to carry, and the problem is you can fall into the mindset of, well, I have to do everything. And that did seem to kind of be where Gamer was falling. He kind of recognized that nothing was happening unless he was hitting the ball. And all of a sudden, he was trying to do everything. And it was leading to him being in positions where he just couldn't quite do anything because, you know, he just got the ball taken off the top of his car by taking too many touches out of it. And that was really when UCC started to open up this lead. So we're going to need to see the team play from UCD tighten up a little bit more in game 3 if they want to make this comeback happen.
Yeah, you see, UCC are still absolutely controlling the middle section of the pitch in every situation. You know, be it offense or be it defense or whatever. So when you try to run that 1 versus 3 play, unfortunately, you're going to beat one man and then there's going to be 2 sitting in the midfield because they control it. You're going to have no boost and then they're just going to take it off you and score. I think that UCD really needs to work on their kind of team plays, their passing, and overall speed, I think.
Speed is absolutely the key here. Just getting to those balls. You can't contest the ball if you're not there, is what it boils down to. And they just need to be at those balls. They need to contest it in the middle of the pitch. They need to keep it in the opposition half a little bit more. And I mean, if they do, UCC, they've been so up in UCD's face the entire time. And I'm just wondering, what does this team look like when they're under defensive pressure, when they actually have to be back, when they have to rotate? Because it looked a little bit shaky the couple of times we've seen them in their own half. There was kind of little double commits. They were both going for the same ball. And it did start to slip. So, I mean, it is there. UCD can do this. They just need to keep the pressure up.
That's exactly what it is. I don't think that this game is 100% lost, and I think if UCD walk away with this with a game to win, I mean, this league in total is going to be a really, really interesting kind of play from week 1 all the way up to the finals. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see the way the teams develop. As I was saying, before the stream, but I don't know for this game in particular. I think UCD really just need to kind of have those rounds where they just sit back and kind of say, all right, let's look at our play and see what we're doing wrong and see what we can fix right now.
Yeah. And hopefully for UCD they can do it. I mean, look, they've lost 2 games. They were definitely close in that game too. And now is the time. Like Rocket League, it is a mental game a lot of the time. You need to have that strength to come back and actually say, look, new game, fresh start at 0-0. We can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called a quarterback's memory. The play wasn't bad. It just didn't work on that day.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. Here we go. Same colors again, but across their own goal again. They really need to stop that. And they lost a lot of goals in the last set from just doing that. From playing with
Wonder Boost versus none. He goes for the bump, he puts it in.
Wow. The style plays from Lynch. Okay, somebody clip that. Somebody clip that and send it to me at SamMoylan1 on Twitter. Send me that clip. That was insane.
Gamer is not happy about that one. Lynch had so many options there. He had 100 boost. Gamer, there was none there for him in the corner because Lynch had just taken it, and that was why there was just options. Lynch could do whatever he wanted, and basically 9 times out of 10 that ball was ending up in the back of the net. He went for the play that probably is the most tilting for the opponent, which I can respect.
Yeah, you see, at that point they really needed that because there was still a chance for UCD to get into it. If Lynch had of just like boomed that into the back of the net, it would have been still anybody's game or whatever. Lynch is now playing the total mental game.
Yeah, and we saw it at the end of the last game. You know, they were starting to play much more physical. They were going for bumps, and I mean, look at this again. They're just suddenly there's holes opening up in the UCC defense that wasn't there at the start of this series, and all of a sudden, I mean, look, UCC were already opening up big leads, but the start of this game is brutal so far.
Yeah, UCD. I think they might just be mentally drained here after the 2 losses. It's kind of looking like UCD aren't really. Oh no!
Okay.
Okay. Coco showing up here a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of boost used to actually make that save happen by everyone on UCD. So this is a tough counter attack.
Oh, okay. A little bit of a cluster now. I like them kind of going for the more midfield options, but a very, very close strike here. Lynch is about to do something crazy. Hold my beer. Wow. Okay.
Pressure is just so strong from this UCC offense.
Okay, UCD looking for the first real offense here of game 3. Was that intentional? I'm watching that.
Oh no. I mean, look, there's 3 men back. Who goes for the ball? The answer is apparently everyone, and that's how you end up scoring on goals.
Okay, 2-1. 2-1. Oh, you know, how can UCD score against UCC? Make them score on themselves.
Yeah, UCC's biggest enemy in this game is UCC.
Okay, nice clearing there from Gamer.
Oh, that's a chance.
Ball. Oh wow, you can't be letting shots like that through. You cannot be letting shots like that through.
We can just see UCD just playing on the back foot here. They gave Otter all the space in the world, and they thought, like, look, it was a tough angle. There was 2 players in front of him. It was a really well played shot, but he was given so much space to make that one work and capitalize on it perfectly.
Yeah, you can't give these UCC players any space at all. You just have to stick with them wherever they go. You go 3v3. Oh, okay, passed it out to the corner. Could have went for the shot there.
Yeah, I think he thought that what had happened over there was that Lynch had actually managed to find boost, but unfortunately the boost was gone, and so Lynch was rotating all the way back.
Oh wow, that would have been a great passing play there.
That was really clean in front of the goal. They're just so threatening. These passing plays, these shots are just all nearly finding their mark.
Yeah. See, I think they're kind of getting the kind of spiciness now. Like they're trying these shots that you know, that they wouldn't normally try in these games, but because they've got such a massive lead in this game and this set, that they have the freedom to kind of do these long shots and huge passing shots and stuff. The ball is centered again for UCC, but UCD, they're looking just a little bit sloppy here.
And that was, that's a great pass. What a finish. I'm impressed. Like, I think it's one thing, to be up and just be out skill checking your opponents, but what's really happening here is UCC are playing as a complete unit. They're working as a team in the middle of the pitch. They're working well together in front of the goal, and they're not getting too sloppy, even with a big lead. I mean, you love to see it. That's the name of the game: is keep clean, keep tight, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're obviously a well-versed team. They're used to playing with each other. You can see the passing plays right up front between Anthony and most of the other players. Actually, Anthony has been setting up a lot of these passing plays, but Otter just puts it in the back and then again.
And you're absolutely right. I think it's easy to look at this series and say, wow, Lynch has had some big highlight plays, but Anthony quietly has been keeping his team just in the opposition half. A lot of the time when someone's winning these 50-50s in the middle of the pitch, getting there quickly and getting the ball into the middle pitch, it has been Anthony, and he's having an absolutely stellar series.
Yeah, he's definitely one to watch now, because he's so good at just putting that ball in a really dangerous position. And I mean, Lynch is playing out of his mind, and Otter in terms of kind of striking capabilities. But what? That's so. I just sailed past him.
Yeah, I mean, Gamer was going for revenge, managed to demo someone in the middle of the pitch, and unfortunately it took him just far enough out of the rotation that once that ball was missed, there wasn't much that could be done about it. 6-1 now lead. I mean, I think it's probably pretty fair to start calling this series a 3-0 for UCC, and they've looked like they deserve it, honestly.
Yeah, I think right now. Oh wow, okay. I think right now what UCD need to do is just start thinking about the next game. What are you doing? What are you focusing on training? Like, what do you need to work on most? What's your problem areas there?
It's so hard because, I mean, it's hard to look at anything and say this has been an issue, because really it is just their speed, it's their pace of play, and that's not something that it's easy to train. I mean, if you get faster, you're just going to start climbing in Rocket League anyway most of the time,
Yeah,
and everything else follows from that.
The overall speed of what you can do and stuff is it just shows how comfortable you are in your car and the way the ball is going to bounce and stuff. And UCD are just showing that they're just walking all over them here, or sprinting at this stage. They're really, really fast on the pitch.
Yeah, these boots were made for driving. They're driving all over you. But that's it. I mean, they've just been the faster team in the middle of the pitch, and it's given them opportunities. They've capitalised really well on a lot of those opportunities. There's been some great individual play out of UCC, but really it has just been that speed and consistency in the middle of the pitch that's putting them opportunities to try stuff like this, And it really doesn't matter if it comes off, because they'll get another chance again in the next 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's it. But we have 30 seconds left of this set here, unless we're going to see the most balls scored in Rocket League history. This is going to be a very, very clean UCC set. It started a lot more even, unfortunately, for the UCD guys. They looked kind of ready. They lost that early goal early in set one, but unfortunately, here we are, 5 seconds left.
Yeah, it's going to be one more goal. Wow. Couldn't leave it up to Brazil. Didn't want to disrespect them like that. That was a respect goal from Anthony.
Put them out of their misery, sort of goal.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I was excited in the middle of game 2. It looked like UCD had found the pace. It looked like UCC were under a bit of threat. The defense was starting to look a little bit shaky, but once the goals started flooding in after that, they really didn't stop. UCC take home a commanding win against UCD, and they are looking strong.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be one of the teams to watch as the sort of league favorites here. Yeah. I don't know. UCD definitely need to kind of rewatch that tape and just see if they can get a little bit more kind of team synergy. But remember as well that was UCD's B team. So UCD Leviathans also have an A team. So we will have to see. We haven't seen them play yet, as far as I'm aware.
No, we saw them play earlier. That was one of our series earlier on the evening. We were both watching it, and obviously neither of us actually remember what happened. It's been a long evening. There's been a lot of Rocket League happening.
There's been a lot of Rocket League today. I mean, UCD have a lot of kind of this team in particular have a lot of gaps and stuff to fill in and stuff. But as I said, it is only week 1 of the entire winter season here for the Irish Collegiate Esports.
And there are a lot of exciting games coming up. Next week we will be seeing the UCD A team taking on NCI. We'll have more games from this UCC squad. They'll be up against the TED Apes. I mean, that should be a pretty exciting series. There's a lot of Rocket League to come. I mean, it's going to be very easy to follow this year. As we say, it's going to be Tuesday nights every week. And I mean, I'm looking forward to all of them.
Yes, sir, it's going to be great. But not to mention that Irish Collegiate Esports also run a number of games. They're on your screen right now. Wednesday is CSGO, Thursday is League of Legends, and Friday is Rainbow Six Siege, and Mondays are Valorant. So pick your fancy, choose your poison, grab a beer, sit down. The stream is free.
Sure, what else would you be doing on a weekday night?
That's it. All of the top college esport action in Ireland.
It's going to be pretty exciting. I think that's going to be it from us. After some fantastic games of Rocket League, and that's kicking off ICE for this winter of 2020. I mean, if all of it is this quality, if everything goes this well across all of our esports, I think we can look forward to a great winter.
I think this season is going to be one of the better ones for Irish Collegiate Esports. I don't know. I saw some of the scheduling going on last week and stuff. It's going to be a great season. That's all I'm going to say.
So stick around. We'll see you all there. Or else.
Tell me the truth, tell me what's bothering you. We know we're future proof, we know.